From your point of view, where do you see where does personal branding really come in? At what point is a CEO at the point where he or she needs to worry about their own brand?
Well, it's interesting because if you'd asked me that question 15 years ago or even 10 years ago, I
Mhm.
would be, well, it's when they have a book or when they're going to want to do an IPO or when they're ready. But the reality is that today, the answer is every CEO needs to have a CEO brand. Because if you look at a lot of the research that's been done by Weber Shandwick and just a bunch of different organizations, there's a lot of polling and a lot of research that shows that a huge percentage of an organization's reputation is tied to its CEO's reputation. A huge percentage of the way, employees feel about the company is tied to the CEO reputation. Even such things as attracting and retaining employees is tied to the CEO reputation. So what I tell CEOs these days is you are really the main brand ambassador for your business, and you have it's not a luxury to have a CEO brand anymore. It's a necessity. It's required. It's part of your fiscal responsibility as a CEO to have a CEO brand. Now, by a CEO brand, I really mean a parallel brand, right? So you have the business brand, but what you have to create in parallel is the CEO brand. They have to work together. They have to be in harmony with each other. They have to support each other. But really, every CEO today has a responsibility to have a defined, well-placed CEO brand. Now, to be fair, most people have gotten on board with the idea that having a CEO brand is a little bit like having a LinkedIn profile. You have to have one.
Yeah.
It's like saying, well, I want to be in business, but I don't want to have a phone number. Well, that doesn't really work. You have to have it. So I think most people understand now that having a personal brand in the world we live in, whether you're a CEO or whether you're a secretary, is an important part of doing business and being in the business world. People are at different levels with that personal brand, but I think almost everyone's come to understand that that's just part of the par for the course in doing business today.